Okay, this is a magic square done by the German artist, mathematician, philosopher, genius Albrecht Durer. He did it in 1514, and he put it in his engraving called Melancholia I. You'll have to check it out. It's impossible to describe. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. It's got all this other detail, and then you just see this little magic square off to the side of the painting on the right. And most people probably don't even know what it is. And a magical square is in recreational mathematics. It's a square that if you add up the horizontal and vertical columns, each column will add up to the sum, and each horizontal column will add up to the sum, and the diagonal ones as well. Except for this one is kind of special because, well, it's very special because Albrecht Dürer was able to not only have the columns add up and the diagonals add up, but also the four inner squares add up to the sum, and the four corners add up to the sum, which is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, it really is. And in the magic squares, you have 1 through 16. This is what's called an order 4, which it's because it's a 4 by 4 square. If it was a 5 by 5 square, it'd be an order 5, and so on. And this one obviously has 1 through 16 in it. And he did it, like I said, in 1514. And the way you get the sum, do this. Sum equals n times n squared plus 1 over 2. And in this case, since it's a order 4, it's a 4 by 4 square. So it would look like this: 4 times 4 squared plus 1 over 2. And so 4 times 4 is 16 plus 1 is 17 times 4 is 68 divided by 2, and then you get your sum, which is 34. And so if you added up each column, say 16 plus 5 is 21, 9 plus 4 is 13, 21 plus 13 is 34. And then if you did 16 plus 3 is 19, 2 plus 13 is 15, 15 plus 19 is 34. 16 plus 10 is 26, 7 plus 1 is 8, 26 plus 8 is 34. I mean, I'm not going to do all of them, but and then like I said, this one, the four corners, 16 plus 13 is 29, 4 plus 1 is 5, 29 plus 5 is 34, and then the four inner cubes, which it's just so unbelievable. But 10 plus 11 is 21, 6 plus 7 is 13, 21 plus 13, 34. It all comes out to that same sum. And making it even more bizarre and even more incredible is the fact that Albrecht Dürer, you heard me say at the beginning of the video, that Melancholia was done, and this magic square was done in 1514. He was actually able to put the year in which he did this, which is even more ridiculously incredible. I mean, I heard about Albrecht Dürer's magic square in Dan Brown's novel, The Lost Symbol, and he actually calls magic squares Sudoku for geniuses, and which I love Sudoku, but it's a little different. Here's my little electronic Sudoku, but it's a little different, obviously. In Sudoku, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in each column, and whatever. But whereas this, it just adds up to that sum. But speaking of Dan Brown, actually, he does these things. He did this when he wrote the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons, as well as the Deception Point and Digital Fortress, which aren't Robert Langdon books, and weren't made into movies like Angels and Demons and the Da Vinci Code. But in the Da Vinci Code, he did in this, and the camera's not going to be able to pick this up, but there are certain letters that are bolder than the other ones, and in the back as well there are certain letters that are bolder than the other ones, and he said that spells out what his next book was going to be about, what The Lost Symbol was going to be about. And those letters, if you go through there and look at them, it spells out, "Is there no help for the widow's son?" And that's a Masonic saying, and so his next book, The Lost Symbol, was going to be about the Freemasons. And actually, he said he did another one. He did another little hidden message on the lost symbol as he did in the Da Vinci Code. This one's a little bit more difficult because the cover is just absolutely covered in symbols all over the place. And I saw this, which is interesting. I don't know if many people know about the Pigpen cipher, the Masonic cipher. It's really easy to decrypt, but this is. I was like, okay, so I decrypted it, and it just said a bunch of random letters, and I was like, oh darn it! And so I don't know why, but and then I saw right up here, which it's really hard to see. Oh, I'm gonna have to turn it. It says right here, as above, and then on the bottom of the book it says so below. And so I was like, So I flipped it over and deciphered it that way. And it still was just a bunch of jumbled letters that said nothing. And I was and then I thought, okay, as above, so below. That's got to have something to do with it. And then I thought, and I turned the book like that, and I said, as above, so below. And I deciphered it that way, and it came out to all great truths begin as blasphemies, which I'm not sure what that means. I mean, I know that this book, The Lost Symbol, took him 6 years to write or whatever. So I don't know if he's writing another book or whatever, but back to the Magic Squares. He's a great author. You should definitely read his books because he's my favorite author for sure. But this is, like I said, Magic Square. They're very interesting, amazing. I want to try to make one. It's probably going to be in order 4 or order 5, but Benjamin Franklin, I don't know if I said this, he did an order 8, which is pretty amazing, and they get bigger. And Magic Squares have been around, I mean, since forever. I mean, they've got these old ancient Chinese ones from thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, carved into stone and stuff that are unbelievable and all that. But they've been around forever, and it takes some serious skill to be able to do this. And like I said, Albrecht Dürer was able to do not only the normal, the horizontal, vertical, and diagonals, but he was also able to do the 4 corners and the 4 inner cubes, which is unbelievable to me. And he put the date that he made it in there. So this is Albrecht Dürer's Magic Square. Thanks for watching.